Let's talk about herbs, supplements, and more that help to prevent mental illness. We've seen a lot of this going on, so this is really, really, really important.
Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist. Get healthy now.
Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. Well, today I want to talk about herbs, supplements, and more that help with preventing mental illness. You know, if you've been watching the news, you know what's going on, and we can help this in a great way. But before I get into that, check this out. If you like what I do, please give me a thumbs up. Please tell other people. Please subscribe. I appreciate that greatly. And also, you know, let the world know about my YouTube channel. I appreciate that in a wonderful way. Also, get a copy of my new book, Live a Cancer-Free Life. Live a Cancer-Free Life. If you Google that, it will come up. You know, I have some wonderful comments and a great rating on Amazon. And you can get the paperback copy like this or a Kindle version anywhere in the world. And, you know, we've had so many cases of cancer now. It's really very terrible. And we can prevent this in a big way. And this is inexpensive, too. And it may save your life. Get a copy, and you won't regret it for sure. Well, like I said, mental illness is spreading around, and we see it all the time in the news, that's for sure. And we probably have seen that kind of thing going on in your neighborhood. Not good. And we can make some changes that will make a big difference for sure. Also, there's some herbs that will help. Things like St. John's wort tea, yarrow, ashwagandha, bacopa, chamomile, valerian, passion flower, blue vervain, schisandra berry, saffron, all kinds of different things. My favorite is St. John's wort for sure. Also, ashwagandha helps with stress, and also valerian helps with depression. You know, like I said, a lot of these are regular things that you use every day anyway, and you can rewind this and watch that over again if you want. Very simple. And saffron is really great for perking up your ability to feel better in general in life. A lot of supplements that really help. GABA, G-A-B-A, really is great. SAM-E, S-A-M-E, really helps. Magnesium is really great for helping with stress, anxiety, and depression. Zinc, also, Z-I-N-C. Omega-3 oils, I like myself flaxseed oil, which has a lot of omega-3s in it. And also, B vitamins and vitamin D are also really great, very important, B and D. They'll give you a lot of energy also, especially the B vitamins. Also, really important to practice meditation and mindfulness. I really think that if the whole world started doing meditation every day and mindfulness, it would change everything. Actually, meditation is talked about 33 times in the Bible. It's really interesting. And just about every sector group in the world practices some type of meditation and mindfulness. And when we do, it just really helps in a great way. It was actually one of the NBA players. He really was having a hard time with his emotions, and he was a great player. There's no doubt about it. But when his emotional outbursts were getting in his way, and he was getting fines, and having to set out games and all kinds of different things. And then he went to see Deepak Chopra. He taught him meditation and mindfulness. A couple other people helped also, and I started to settle down. And meditation is very simple. It's just about concentrating on our breathing, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. If your eyes closed and just sitting up straight, and when a thought comes in, you go, I see that, but not now. Go back to your breathing, breathing in, breathing out. And that's it. And I do an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. And this is not a maybe for me. I do it every day. I was a depressed kid in my 20s, and I learned meditation. All disappeared. I'd rather give up eating than give up my meditation daily. Also, being mindful. Most people don't even know where they're at, what they're doing, anything. But being mindful of what you're doing in the here and now. You know, I'm actually touching a book now. I'm touching my face. I'm actually talking to my children, on and on and on. Being mindful actually lowers the chances of having a second heart attack by 85%. Wow. And this is really good about helping with stress, anxiety, depression, all those things that lead up to mental illness. So that's very, 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 very important. I also recommend you got to have a good diet. That's absolutely imperative. You're eating nothing but, junk food all the time, junk in, junk out. There's no doubt about that. So we really need to have a good diet. I recommend a whole foods, plant-based diet. And there's a lot less in depression, anxiety. And a lot of people who had depression, anxiety, going on a whole foods, plant-based diet made that disappear. So what do you know? Exercise is absolutely important. I recommend 5 miles of walking in less than an hour. Also, 10 miles of biking in less than an hour. Also, 1 to 1.5 miles of swimming in less than an hour. These are all great. Really good for the brain, good for the back, good for the heart, good for the lungs, good for 35 health benefits to doing exercise like this. And really good to keep the old brain working in the right way for sure. We also need to reverse limbic system challenges. We get into, ruminating thoughts and that type of thing. And this life is bad. Everything's terrible. Nothing good is happening. We really need to reverse that and start changing those thoughts into positive thoughts. And it changes the chemistry in our pituitary amygdala hypothalamus. And that really changes our brain in general and our life in general, because I'm telling you, if you think that life is bad, what do you think is going to happen? Of course, you manifest more of that. There's no doubt about it. I've seen it over and over and over again. And when people start to, really change their self-talk inside their head, everything changes. It's also important to express your feelings with friends or family. Let it out. Holding all that stuff in is really, really, really not good. And I find a lot of people doing that. And we really need to have family and friends that we can do that with, or therapists, because that's their job also. Keep in touch with family and friends. Don't, disconnect from them. You need to be in touch with them. And I talk with them daily. I find here in Puerto Rico, everybody knows everything going on, which is great because everybody's always calling everybody. And I think it's really good. And it's really important to have interconnections with lots and lots of people. Also, forgiveness is absolutely important. If you keep ruminating over what somebody did to you, you're never going to have a good mental health for sure. Forgive, forget, move on. And the only way you can actually tell if you are forgiven is it doesn't come to mind anymore. And also stop ruminating over that type of thing. Forgive, forget, move on. I talked about this the other day, but helping others, you get healthier and happier, and the other person does also. And there's lots of studies showing this. I highly recommend giving. It's very simple. A lot of times I go to the health food store and I buy something. I buy 2 of whatever it is, give 1 to the checker. It's not, a lot of times it's only, $1 or something. And it's not that big a deal. And it really perks them up and makes them feel better. And it's the little things we do every single day that make a difference. Get out of nature daily. Take your shoes off. Get on the grass. Put your feet in the water at the seashore. Have your feet in the wet sand or in loamy soil. Get grounded and you will feel better mentally and physically. Studies show this. Lots of studies show this. Very, very, very important. I also recommend getting a massage once a month or twice a month. This helps to get rid of stress, which causes, mental illness and anxiety and depression. Also helps to get rid of toxins out of your lymph system. A lot of insurance companies will pay for this also. So it's really important to check in on that, or just put it into your budget. It's really important to do that, and it will make a difference for sure. Also, your environment is really important. And if your house has got clutter all over the place, or you're really not happy where you live, you really need to find a place that makes you happy and the environment is really great, and clean up the environment in your house so that you feel happy, light and airy, and enjoy living there. That makes a huge difference also. Also, work together with community. I used to work for years with the Chamber of Commerce, and we had this elderly lady to come, and she laughed all the time when she was at every single thing that we did. She was 97. She lived to be 106. So, and I tell you, she was a great person to have around because she was always laughing, and I really appreciate it. And she got to be very old because she was always helping people. So get out of yourself and help somebody else. Join a community group. Also, there was a great basketball player, and he was talking about, how he did this last season, and he was doing really great. And he said, I want to thank my doctor. I also want to thank my therapist. And some of the people go, what? What's going on? But checking in on a regular basis is super important. And a lot of people go, I don't want to do that. Well, they're not going to say anything. What difference does it make? And a lot of times we need to see if this thing is screwed on correctly. And a lot of your health insurances will pay for that. It's not a big, you shouldn't have a stigma attached to it. Go and check in. I highly recommend it. And even this NBA player, National Basketball Association player, said, well, it's made a difference in my life. And he was thanking his therapist. I highly recommend it. Also with children, I highly recommend that you allow them to be able to share their feelings. If they are told they can't share their feelings, that's like a ticking time bomb. Not good. They should be able to allow themselves to share their feelings. Tell them it's okay to share their feelings, and it's, their feelings are just their feelings, and it's okay, and feelings come and go. And that releases all that, anxiety and pressure that they feel. Also, make sure your kids feel safe and they feel loved. This is absolutely monumental for sure. They have to feel safe at home. They have to feel loved. I find it really interesting that in Japan, they let their little 2 or 3 year olds go down and buy something at the store and come back. It's very safe there. And boy, wish we had that in the U.S. also. We also need to love our children for who they are, not what we want them to be. They are perfect in every single way. They are a gift from God, and we need to cherish them just the way they are. And, stop pushing our stuff on them. They have to find their way, and we can help them in great ways and support them, but it's really important that we allow ourselves to love them the way they are. We also have to let go of shaming children. That's a big thing. Actually, studies were done with little tiny babies, and they found they had, very high IQs. And as they were started to, parents and different people around them started to shame them, their IQs went down and down and down, and really not good. We need to uplift our children and love them just for who they are. Make sure your kids get out and play with other kids. That's vital. Sitting in a house playing with one of these games or on their phone or on their computer is not good for mental health. We need to limit that in a big way. And I think everybody knows that. It's lots of studies showing that for sure. Also, they need to get out in nature. Again, they need to ground themselves, take their shoes off, go to the seashore, go to the river, get out in the forest, go to the park, whatever it is, and allow themselves to be one with nature for at least an hour every day. This is vital for good mental health. It's also vital to play with your children. You know, they learn to be able to play with their children later. And so many adults don't play with their children. We're all caught in this, constant wheel of doing. And it's really not good. We have to learn to be children ourselves so we can help our children. And one of the best ways we can help our children is to play with them. They learn a lot through play, for sure. Support your children in any endeavor that they go to, if it's, good and safe or whatever. We had parents that were really great. And I grew up as a farm kid. We had FFA, 4-H, all kinds of different things. I was in high school with all kinds of different endeavors, chess club, everything. And I had a blast. And my mom and dad were always supportive and doing all these things. And I was president of the 4-H club and treasurer of the FFA, Future Farmers of America. So all kinds of things. And kids learn a lot by doing that. So support your kids in whatever they do. They will really feel good about you and themselves. And also love, and then love some more. That's one thing this world is missing, to love and to love some more. And unconditional love, I only love if they are doing what I want them to do. No, we have to love people for who they are with all their challenges and everything, because there is nobody that's perfect, that's for sure. I'm not perfect. I have never met a perfect person. And we have to love them just for who they are. Children, adults, whoever. And when we start doing that, the world will change and our inner world will change for sure. I recommend you go back and replay parts of this that you might have missed, or maybe I went over just a little too fast for you. You can play it over 1,000 times if you want. And there's lots of studies showing what I talk about is true, and thousands, in fact. So we really need to grasp this with both hands and move in a whole different direction, and we can make a difference in the world and in our own inner world and our child's inner world also, and make a whole change for sure. If you have some kind of disease process going on, give me a call at 831-869-9119. But perhaps you have some kind of chronic thing that's been going on for quite a while. There's no reason to be suffering. Give me a call at 831-869-9119. If you click on Show More, also my email address is down below, drpaulhaider@gmail.com. And also, here's my website, paulhaider.com, www.paulhaider.com. You can check that out also. And, it's time to make a change and feel great about your life. And there's no reason to be in aches and pains and, having all kinds of disease process going on. We can change that for sure. Call me at 831-869-9119. Well, remember God, remember I love you, and be mindful today of what you're doing. Am I here in this place here and now? Am I mindful, or just kind of scattered and running around like a chicken without their head on? It's really not good. We need to be mindful, and we need to slow down. And nothing was built overnight. We need to take it step by step by step, and things will be great. Remember, I love you.